Carmine took it out! Indicate I'm an excellent teacher. I taught him everything he knows. Oh shit! Carmine!
Yo, what's going on guys, it's Abs here and welcome back to another Gears of War lore video. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about Gary Carmine, his fate and just Gary Carmine explained in full detail. So as always, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to not miss any Gears of War lore or any Gears of War content on the channel. Anyway, when it comes to Gary Carmine, I've had a lot of people asking me, who is Gary Carmine? And I've had some people in the comments of my 10 facts videos about Anthony and Benjamin saying that the fourth brother of the Carmines is not an unidentified Carmine, it's Gary Carmine. And there is no way on God's green Sarah that Gary Carmine is the fourth Carmine brother. There's no way. And I'm going to explain that later on in the video as well. And if you are unsure about who Gary Carmine is, then I'm happy to help. And hopefully this is an informative video for you. And it's not a 10 facts video because I simply can't give 10 facts about Gary Carmine. We don't know enough information about him. So that's why it's just a separate little lore video. So yeah, let's dive straight in. So Gary Carmine was born sometime after 1780 into the Carmine family. But he was considered the black sheep of the family for being fiercely independent and critical of the cog. But despite his criticisms of the cog, he idolised his family member Clayton Carmine as a hero. We definitely know this because of the words grub killer and a cog army omen embroidered on the back of his jacket, and he regarded Clayton as a hero. For what reason we don't know yet, but from the Gears 5 voice lines, the voice line interactions between the Carmines, yeah, it is true that he does see Clayton as a hero, and there's some sort of beef between him and Anthony. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's because Anthony loves the cog, and of course Gary Carmine is the black sheep of the family, he doesn't like the cog. That's probably why. So therefore that's why Gary Carmine eventually joined the group of outsiders at Fort Umson, led by Rainer Diaz. And Rainer's brother-in-law, Oscar Diaz, taught Gary Carmine everything he knew about combat. So Gary became very skilled that he began giving lessons in combat to other villagers. So Gary, he's well trained by Oscar and he knew what he was doing. So let's talk about his appearance in Gears of War 4 then. So it was the Battle of Fort Umson. So basically Gary was manning a Troika heavy machine gun on the main wall when JD, Kate, Del and Oscar acquired a fabricator from Settlement 5 and brought it back to the village. So First Minister Jin sent her command bot accompanied by a Kestrel to talk to Rainer, not because of the raid on Settlement 5 but because of the kidnapping of Jin's people, which was of course the Swarm, and obviously Jin was accusing Rainer of taking them. But after Jin's negotiations turned to threats, Rainer destroyed the command bot and ordered Gary to destroy the Kestrel before it could do any damage. And in preparation for Jin's DB assault on the village, Gary met with Oscar and another outsider just outside the main building. Oscar complimented Gary on hitting the Kestrel, and then they were then joined by Rainer, who ordered Gary to go back and man the turret again on the exterior wall. And then once the cog forces started to arrive, he destroyed the first condor that came in. So he destroyed the first condor, but a second condor flew ahead. So that dropped DB pods directly onto the wall, and that hit Gary Carmine off the turret and it actually killed him. So the date of his death was actually 42 AE, and he was born sometime after 17 AE. So that kind of tells us, he might have died a teenager or he was either in his early 20s, something like that. The maximum age he would have been was about 24, 25, but I reckon he was probably a teenager. Now after Gears 4, I actually thought he might have still been alive. I'm not sure what happened to him. I was 50-50 on it because I thought maybe he survived but then he was taken by the Swarm in the attack on the village. But Parasidian, who is the Gears of War lore master, basically knows everything about the Gears of War lore and he works at the Coalition. He actually tweeted this the other day. So Gary died when he got hit by the DB pod. In the Swarm cinematic there are some far background outsiders that reuse his model to fill background space, but they aren't him. So he did not actually survive till the village attack. he died straight away when that DB pod hit him. He probably fell to his death or something like that, but he definitely died. So that is the end, unfortunately, to Gary Carmine. Now, as I stated previously, we don't know how exactly he's related to the Carmine brothers, and we know he's not one of their brothers. So just check this little picture I just quickly edited. So obviously, let's look at Clayton Carmine because he's the oldest. So Clayton Carmine, we know he was born before 4BE, we don't know his birth date, but we know he was the eldest Carmine brother, right? And then we've got the unidentified Carmine on the left, which I just added in. He was born before 4BE as well, and he was the second eldest. The reason why we know this is because he is Lizzie Carmine's dad. Anthony and Benjamin died before they even had children, and obviously Clayton hasn't had any children, or we don't know that he did, so it will definitely be the fourth Carmine brother's daughter, that is Lizzie. And then Anthony Carmine was the second youngest, born before 4BE as well. And then of course we've got Benjamin Carmine, who was born 4 years before E-Day, and he is the youngest. And obviously Gary Carmine was born after 1780, so he was at least 21 years younger than Benjamin, minimum. And I don't know, he could potentially be Lizzie Carmine's brother, we don't know that for sure. Obviously Lizzie does look up to Clayton, and Gary looks up to Clayton as well. You know, you never know. Because we know Lizzie likes to copy some of Clayton's voice lines, and obviously Gary loves Clayton as well. But Lizzie is most likely the daughter of the unidentified Carmine, who is probably a few years younger than Clayton. We don't know that for sure, but he's definitely the second eldest. And I think we'll have to wait till Gears 6 to be able to finally meet the unidentified Carmine, probably D Carmine, and he is assumed to be a Locust War veteran. But yeah, I hope this video fully explains Gary Carmine and just answers some questions that you might have had, whether you thought he wasn't dead or if you were unsure about how he's related to the Carmine brothers. I've just used all the facts that we do know of so far. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and comment down below what you think of Gary Carmine, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hope you guys have a nice day, and I will catch you on the next one.